Ready? This is Mesquida Mora, coming at you live
From Mallorca.
from Mallorca, Tocalingi. Okay, let's drink some wine. Hi everyone, I'm Brian.
I'm Paul.
We're the Wine Brothers. Last name Hinchberger, just in case you forgot. But we're doing some really cool wines today. How often do you get to drink wines from Mallorca?
Not very often.
Where's Mallorca?
It's off the coast of Spain somewhere.
Yeah. So, you know the Balearic Islands that kind of run to the east of Spain, there's a few of them. The big one is Mallorca.
Yes.
And on this island, I mean, there's some really cool wine growing history. Lots of neat little indigenous, funky, cool grapes. Some indigenous or some international varietals as well. And this is Mesquida Mora. So Mesquida Mora is a few generation old estate. The actual estate or winery of Mesquida Mora, though, is fairly young. But the family has been doing this on the island for a very long time. So Barbara and Jaume Mesquida Mora are brother and sister, and they do the stuff, you know, which is awesome. And Barbara kind of does more of the hands-on winemaking, kind of is all there. Jaume does a lot of, I believe, you know, the viticulture,
Sure.
a lot of the vineyard work. These guys are all biodynamically farmed. So old school, in fact, that they still use horse-drawn plows. You know,
Nice.
It's very cool, old school style, with gorgeous labels. I love these labels, as you'll notice throughout as we drink them. They have such cool style, a beautiful philosophy in life, and a beautiful philosophy on how they make their wines. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, we're in Mallorca. Pla i Llevant is the kind of center little DO, the more famous DO. They don't necessarily associate themselves always with that DO. They kind of demarcate to VDLT from Mallorca.
Right.
Because they really just want to be able to show the expression of what this island's all about.
Sure.
So, let's start with this cool white wine. This is Premsal. Premsal is a native white varietal of Mallorca, and then Chardonnay as well. Super cool. I mean, I absolutely love funky, fun, off-the-wall Spanish whites, especially. But I mean, this has got so much character. So like you get these cool, earthy, mineral-driven tinges of exciting fruit and of earth. And this, I've never had 100% Premsal. I would love to.
Yeah.
But this definitely has that Chardonnay balanced out with it. You know, no oak aging here. Just spend some time in stainless steel. Paul, what are you getting?
Well, my first thing on the nose, I agreed with what you were saying. I also kind of got that like soft, cheesy rind note on the nose.
Soft cheese rind,
which
yeah.
I really enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
It adds like a whole nother layer of like kind of funky coolness. A lot of the more on the pear apple spectrum of fruit.
Sure. On the palate as well. Palate's so cool.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of texture. It's almost like, you know, the viscosity of Viognier?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would kind of compare it similarly to that, but without the floral attributes, you know, where it's super
Right,
florally
yeah.
and kind of thick and heavy.
Yeah, it's
but
much
the palate's awesome.
Yeah.
It's got a lot going on, a lot of weight to it, a lot of really fun style.
For sure.
And there's something on the nose that I just can't put my finger on.
It's a minerality that I would say that I can't quite put my...
Mineral
What's-
mixed with some sort of cool citrus fruit. I once kind of did the carny thing and sold cookware all around the country. So I really just traveled with all the carnies. It was pretty fun. But well, you knew this about me. But
I never
when
thought
I was
of you as a carny, though.
yeah, I was a true carny. When I was down in Florida, you know, is the home of the best citrus ever. Oranges, I don't care, California, sorry Cali, but Florida oranges are amazing. And I went to this fair, and I'm getting a really dirty look from Dalton, the guy behind the camera. He's from California. We went to this fair of all citruses, and there was 120 different varietals of lemons, oranges, grapefruits. It was super cool.
Wow.
One of those It's in here. Can't tell you which one.
That's why.
But it was one of them.
Yeah.
God, that's fun wine. So they do some beautiful, beautiful white. And this acroyam, do you know what acroyam means?
I don't.
Flip it around backwards.
Flip it, stick it, flip it and reverse it.
You're not thinking about how to actually flip. It says Mallorca backwards.
Oh, I get it.
Acroyam is Mallorca. So anyways,
What?
yeah, it's cool, huh?
It actually translates that too, or I'm confused.
No, it's just a
Okay,
proprietary name. But no, okay.
They got me.
So now we're on the Syncronia Negra. Syncronia, they kind of have a cool little line of wines. This is more their entry level. They make really prestigious, beautiful, all biodynamic wines, and so these aren't cheap wines, I would say. But the Syncronia is kind of their more entry level wine. Syncronia means like when everything happens in synchrony in life for a reason. So if you can make good things come from maybe perceivably bad things. Mm-hmm. So when all the young vines started to grow of their Cayet, their Montenegro, their Cabernet, all the young vines wasn't good enough for them to think, oh, we're going to put it into the Trispol or the Sotil.
Right.
But that makes so much sense because it can go into the Syncronia line. So this is their younger fruit, and it's more just a happy philosophy of everything works out for a reason. So they have the youngest of their vines. This is a blend of Cayet and Montenegro, which is local varietals, and a little bit of Cabernet Sauvignon and Syrah, more international varietals. Mm-hmm. So what do you get on the nose? How's the palate?
I was really listening to what you were saying instead of
assessing.
But it has a very unique minerality that you don't really find, and I would assume it comes from the soil. Do you know what the soil is?
Soil types, and these are all islands. So
yeah,
there's volcanic rock there. Mm-hmm. I think definitely some limestone, if I recall correctly, but. You're right. The minerality, the stone quality of this wine
really cool.
Is awesome. Mm-hmm. And that Cayet and Montenegro are not grapes that we get to taste very often, which also have really intense, more earthy quality to them. Because they're native, they're grown there. The Cabernet kind of plushes it out. Actually, I'm sorry. This one doesn't have Cabernet. This is Merlot. So the Merlot kind of plushes it out with a little bit of fruit. Sure. The Syrah kind of adds a little extra texture as well. So those four grapes together just kind of make this awesome wine in synchrony with the whole process of life that they're living.
And maybe I'm imagining this, but I feel like there's like a certain salinity to it, which I often do get from wines that are grown on islands. That ocean influence from
Definitely.
all sides. I don't know.
I can dig it.
The ocean water spraying.
The tannins are rich. The tannins are gripping. They're dark. It's a pretty cool wine.
Yeah, it is.
So moving up in beauty of labels, I love this label. This is the Trispol. This gorgeous, stunning label is a picture of a tile. So Trispol means tile, which really represents the floor. So, these guys are all biodynamic, really think in beautiful harmony with how the world works. So every new life project starts from the ground up. So this is their kind of, this is the Trispol. This is their stepping stone. Really cool blend. So this is 40% of Cayet, 40% of Cabernet Sauvignon, and 20% of Syrah. Mm-hmm. The Syncronia Negra spends time in used oak barrels, French and American, about 4 months. The Mesquida Mora Trispol spends a year in both French and American oak barrels. And I love this wine. It's lush, it's dark, it's got a lot of backbone, a lot of structure, but a lot of fruit and a lot of vivacity. What do you get?
Well, I couldn't put my finger on what I was smelling on the nose, but on the palate, it's so many layers. It first comes up with all that minerality, that same minerality as the first one, first red. But then on the backside, it's like all really bright fruit, blackberry, boysenberry, brambly, like brambly berry.
Really developed. So this is kind of fun to actually think about now. This is the younger vine. The Syncronia Negra is very young vine.
Sure.
This tastes more just mature. Mm-hmm. The fruit is really serious. And these vines, literally, the Cayet is 50-year-old vines. The Cab, the Syrah, 33-year-old vineyard. Mm-hmm. So these are really starting to get into their maturity life cycle of producing exceptional fruit.
That's cool.
This is cool. I was actually thinking it's kind of close to Christmas time right now when we're filming this, and this bottle just sitting on a Christmas tree, hang it from a really sturdy branch. Phew, that's like the best ornament ever.
And you get to drink the contents as well. Most Christmas ornaments you don't get.
You don't get it. You don't even do that.
No.
We should go into business of making Christmas ornaments that you can consume.
That you can consume. Brilliant.
That is brilliant.
A little ball of.
So lastly is the Sotil. Sotil is kind of a fun blend as well. This is Cayet and Montenegro only. So this is just the indigenous varietals of the island of Mallorca. And Sotil, so we have the Trispol, the floor level. Sotil actually is the layer of substance, of air, of life, of silhouette, of all these kind of more ethereal thoughts in between the first floor and the ground floor. So, or from the roof of a house if it's just, a one story. The Sotil is all that is in between, which is also a really important step of a new life project, as they like to call it. Beautiful, just kind of conceptual ideas that just make really loving, beautiful wines that they focus on.
Smells like violets.
Oh my god, I love the nose of this wine.
As if you were like pressing violets or some sort of floral component into like a stone.
I don't want to stop smelling this wine.
I know, really.
Have you tasted it yet?
No, I haven't.
I just don't want to stop smelling it. It is so pretty. You're
So
right.
cool,
Like
yeah.
the aromatics, the floral behind it. It's just so expressive of this fruit. How's the palate?
Good. Real good.
Good. Oh my god. Oh, that's good. That's really good.
Really cool. I
Yeah,
mean, I love.
I've got to say,
love
this is actually the
tasting
first time I've ever tasted this wine.
Oh, really? Me too.
And wow.
I love tasting these indigenous varietals. It's something that you've never really had anything like it. It's almost like you can't really compare it to something.
I want to have more of these varietals.
Really cool.
This is a beautiful wine.
Yeah.
Really serious, really gorgeously layered. Very complex. There's tons going on. The finish is still lasting. It's pretty stunning stuff. So this gorgeous little estate on the island of Mallorca, if you're ever just cruising along on a boat and you're like, oh, that's Mallorca, I'm just going to stop. Or if you fly in a plane and hop in a helicopter or whatever, go see these guys because I'm sure they will have open arms to invite you in.
Open box.
Maybe you can ride a horse as they're plowing through these gorgeous biodynamic vineyards. Probably not, but
Ride a horse on the beach with a bottle of wine.
of this, the Sotil, so delicious. Find these, enjoy some wines from Mallorca because you probably haven't yet, and it's awesome. Cheers.